Hey guys, now we're gonna do some turtle attacks, no-gi. Difference. I actually get to turtle a lot more often during no-gi. It's part of my game plan a little bit more. But the other thing, and I'm gonna explain in just a second about when you're passing no-gi, lots of times it's a lot harder for a guy to hold him down in position. If you've got the gi, you can control him, you can plant him down to the mat. And no-gi, especially if you're sweaty, you're slippery in a fight, he's gonna slip out a lot easier. So instead of fighting against it or worrying about it, so man, I gotta try to hold him down. You can't hold him. And a very technical jiu-jitsu guy, if he's the same size as you, like if I'm going with Brian, it's really hard for me to hold Brian down in one spot. So instead of disliking it, it's much better to get really good at turtle attacks. That way, so when your opponent escapes your side control, you're attacking him no matter what, he's in a bad position. I'll show you what I'm talking about a little bit. If I'm going on Brian and I go for a cut-through pass, and I get right here, even if I get like a clean pass, like this would be good, it's really, really good, but if he's not tired or we're slippery, I'm trying to hold, he's got really, really good hips, there's no way we're the same size I can hold him really good. Even if I've got great pressure, if he's a little bit slippery, it's gonna be really hard for me to hold him down. So even I'm holding, I'm getting a lot of pressure, he comes up and he turtles. Okay, we're gonna learn how to attack this position. I just want to go over that sometimes you can't hold him in position, and sometimes that's not what jiu-jitsu is about. You got to work with what the guy gives you. The other thing is if you're going against an opponent bigger than you or an opponent that's really, really explosive, you're not going to be able to hold him down either. So you have to get used to attacking the turtle and using this, change it from a weakness to an offense, to an advantage for you. So we'll start. Then if you get really good at the turtle, my game plan, actually, I let a guy turtle anytime he wants to. I'm a big back taker, and I like to attack front headlock. So my game plan, I'll let guys turtle all the time. If I'm passing right here, he starts to turtle, I'm happy with it, okay? And we're gonna attack from right here. The first thing, if I was trying to go for his back, trying to take his back, I'd be riding back on the hips. But I'm gonna attack first, we're gonna attack the turtle, more of a front headlock position. So when he turtles, I'm gonna transition, I wanna come in front. Now, the first attack we're gonna go for, some people call it a 10-finger. I've heard it 10-finger, I've heard it T-Rex choke. 10-finger is because you don't use your arm, you actually just use your fingers for the choke. I've heard T-Rex choke because your arms come in tight like this, like you got little short arms. But the grip, the thing that's important is my left hand, the one that's cupping under his neck, under his chin, is it's gonna be positioned just like this to the side. My other hand is gonna grip facing down, it's gonna grip right on top. The hand grip's really important on this, okay? If you do try to like gable grip or something like that, or old school guillotine, it's not gonna work. The hand that's coming under his throat is coming straight like a blade. My other hand is coming on top, okay? Then my elbows are gonna come tight. They're gonna come together. I can't touch my elbows, but they're not out wide, okay? This isn't like a traditional guillotine. I'm not trying to lift his neck off the mat. It's coming tight like this. My elbows come in. So, front headlock position, my hand, I'm gonna lift up Brian's chin just a little bit for a second. My hand, I'm cupping, I can cup his chin if I don't have it tight in yet. There's lots of times the best way to set it up. If you just have it loose like this, he'll grab your hand, he'll pull it off and we've lost it. But a good little handle is his chin. You can use a good little handle for you to set up the position. Now, once I have his chin, my right hand is gonna come over, grip the way that we did before. Now this is when my elbows come in. My elbows come in at the same time. I'm gonna lift my chest and I want it to get on the crown of his head. This is gonna help me finish the choke. So I go chin, hand placement's correct, bring my elbows in. I want my chest, I want my abdomen right on the crown of his neck, right here. Now my elbows are tight. If I bring it out wide, I'm gonna lose to the choke. He's gonna be able to run out. My forearms are tight on both sides of his head. His head can't go anywhere. It keeps it immobilized. So I'm tight right here, elbows are in. All I'm gonna do, I lift my hips just a little bit. I'm gonna raise, and I'm gonna curl my hands inward towards me. Stuck under his chin. His head can't go anywhere. His head can't come up because my abdomen's blocking it. Can't go left and right because my forearms are blocking it. So, I'm right here, we squeeze. All I'm doing is I'm putting my hand under his throat and making his chin turn on top of it, forcing the submission. Hand on the chin, set it up, switch, get my T-Rex grip, elbows come tight. Brian, try to move your head left or right. I can control his head. If I go out wide, he moves his head, he'll escape the position. So I'm right here, elbows in tight, abdomen's on top. Now I'm gonna squeeze, compress my arms with a tap. We'll start back one more time. Same thing, front headlock position. You can do this anytime you want. Lots of times I get side control on a bigger guy and I can't control him. He's bucking really, really heavy. I'll let him do this. When he bucks, he comes up turtle. I transition to the front headlock position. My left hand grips on the chin. My right hand comes under. Make this grip again, or T-Rex grip. Grip under. Elbows come in tight. Control his neck and his head so he can't go left and right. He can't abandon the choke. Now, abdomen comes onto the crown of his head. I can sit up a little bit if I want to, but curl the arms for the submission. And that's a 10-finger or T-Rex choke, whichever one you guys want to call.